Here are 5 brilliant moves made by Indian players in 2021. At number 5, we have the game between Vidit Gujrathi and Gyong Jeffrey. This is from the FIDE World Cup. And in this position, you can see white has double bishop. After queen e5, Vidit played bishop f4 to push the queen away. And once the queen picked up the pawn on c5, Vidit had seen a clear-cut continuation to win the game. This is a moment where I would suggest you to take a pause and find out the best move for white. Alright, I'm going to reveal the move now. The brilliancy comes after a few moves. First it's a check, and then after king e7, e5. This bishop has no squares, as you can see. Bishop has to capture the pawn on e5, and then after bishop takes e5, there is bishop g5 check, and if king goes to e8, there is rook e2. This pressure on the e line ensures that white wins at least the bishop, and then eventually the game. In the game after e5, his opponent played queen d5 check, and after king h3, there came bishop into e5. Again, this is the moment I think where a lot is decided. Take your time on this one. I've actually given you the clue that it's going to be a pin. So this move is easy, but what happens after rook e2 and f6? That is what I want you to consider. Alright, so after rook e2, the bishop is attacked, so f6 is obvious. And this is the moment where Vidit makes that brilliant move. And the move is rook takes e5, double exclaim. The point is that queen e5 of course loses to bishop e5, and if f takes e5, there is bishop g5 check, and let's say the king moves to e8, then there is this check, and then there is this check with queen h7, and after king f8, there is queen e7 check, a very nice geometry, and then bishop f6 ends the game. At number 4, we have the game between Grandmaster Karthikeyan Murli and Pranav. In fact, this game was judged as the best game of the event by none other than Viswanathan Anand. Take a look at the video and see what Vishi sir said at the prize giving about this game in particular.
I really liked Karthikeyan's win against Parham. Mainly for the two hits. I'm sorry. From A6 and C6.
So you heard it from Vishi, and now it's time to get that move in this position. This is the moment in which Karthikeyan made this brilliant move. You might have got the clue from the clip that the rooks enter the 6th line. But of course, it's not rook c6 immediately. The best move for white in this position, which is played by Karthikeyan, is bishop takes h6. First, this threatens queen g7 immediately, so g h6 has to be played. And after g takes h6, there is rook a6. But in the game, something similar happens. After bishop takes h6, Pranav plays rook g8. He tries to keep the position intact, but white's attack is menacing. After rook g8, Karthikeyan Murli played rook a6. This is another brilliant move. With this move, Karthikeyan is threatening bishop into g7 check, and after rook g7, there is a rook h6 checkmate. But Pranav still brings another defender to keep his position together, because now after bishop g7, he is relying on bishop into g7. And considering this, Karthikeyan brings another rook to the 6th rank, which is very unusual, and this is a brilliant move as well. So you see the rook on a6 and c6 with the bishop on f6. This is a very unique combination where the two rooks are on the 6th rank, and there is this unavoidable bishop into g7 followed by rook h6. And at a cost of material, black can keep going for a few moves, but eventually white has a great winning advantage, and Karthikeyan Murli won the game after d7. That was a nice win by Karthikeyan. At number 3, we have Arjun Ergesi's game against Fabiano Caruana. He played this in Riga, and this is from the Blitz portion. After bishop g2, bishop d7, Arjun Ergesi found a clinical way to get a huge advantage in this position. A series of forcing moves follows. After d takes c5, bishop takes c5. This is the moment where Arjun Ergesi made his brilliant move. I hope you have found the move. The move is rook takes d7. The point is that after rook d7, white lures the queen to a bad square and also creates more threats. For instance, now that the queen is no longer covering g5, the queen is lured to d7, so knight g5 is a possibility, and that's what happened in the game. After knight g5, g6, there comes another moment where Arjun finds this brilliant move. He plays knight takes h7, and that's brilliancy, because king takes h7 cannot be taken as it leads to a checkmate. So after knight takes h7, Caruana replied with f5, but this was all taken care. And as I mentioned earlier, after knight takes f8, the position of the queen is what helps white. The queen is lured to a very bad square, and after knight takes f8, f takes e4, he picks up the queen, and he's heavily ahead in material. So after knight takes f8, bishop takes f8, queen e2 happens, and after knight d4, bishop d4, he later went on to win the game. So that was Arjun Aragis's win. At number 2, we have Abhiban's game against Delgado Ramirez. Again, this is from the FIDE World Cup, and this is the position. It's white to play. Consider all the candidate moves, and of course, as always, CCTP comes in handy. Knight f7, knight h7, queen h5, rook f5, bishop f5. I think there are many different candidate moves, but there's only one move that gives you a winning advantage. In this position, if you play knight f7, it's not going to work, because after rook f7, queen e8, there is rook f8. Yeah, that doesn't work. If you play queen h5, black has knight f6, and black is in fact winning. That's how easy it is for a game to change, you know. And if you're considering rook takes f5, it's a decent move, but it's not winning for white after rook f5. I mean, black has rook takes f5 followed by knight f6, and the game goes on. In this position, after knight d7, Abhiban had seen an amazing move, and that is knight takes h7. This move was also nominated by chess.com as one of the brilliant moves of the year. And after knight takes h7, the point is, if king takes h7, then there is queen h5 check, king g8, and now you know the drill. It's going to be a checkmate with bishop c4, followed by queen f7 and queen h5. So when Adin played knight takes h7, his opponent replied with d takes c3. And again, this game was also covered by Gadmeter. This goes on to show how impactful this game has been. After queen h5, queen c5, I'm going to show you another moment where Abhiban got a nice opportunity to show another brilliancy. Alright, this is the position. His opponent has played knight to f6, and the board is yours. I know that you got this one. Yes, you're right. Queen sacrifice with queen h7. After knight h7, there is bishop h7, followed by rook takes f8, and then rook takes g8. Mate, what a pretty position this is. Very deadly, no? And at number 1, we have Pragnananda versus Abhiban, and this time Abhiban is on the receiving end. This happened in Tata Steel, and again, Vishy sir really liked this position and the game, especially the idea executed by Pragnananda. Listen to what Vishy sir said about this game.
What I really liked was Pragnananda against Abhiban for this brilliant queen at 7h2. I mean, these are beautiful things. You can put a diagram on them and look at them in years to come, and they're very pretty indeed.
So you watch the clip, and now you have the position. Here, after bishop f4, he played a6, which is a blunder in this position. He had to go for knight f6 and give up the exchange, but he played a6, and that gave rise to Pragnananda's unique combination. I feel that the most difficult moves are those moves which involve moving your pieces backwards. You know, you move them backwards. I think these are very difficult to spot, but Pragnananda did it with ease in this game. So the winning combination starts with queen h7 check, but you have to be very precise and find that move. Only then you get full score. And the move is queen h7, king f8, bishop d6, rook e7, bishop into d7, queen into d7. At this position, you feel okay, things are still not so easy, because if you move your bishop, let's say, to a3, black has queen g4, and the game keeps going on. So this was the moment which I wanted to show you. Take a moment to see what you would do as white. It is remarkable that Pragnananda had seen this particular move well in advance, and of course he had to do this if he had to go into this particular variation. And now Pragnananda's move. It's queen to h2, supporting the bishop, threatening rook c7, and black is helpless against these threats. After queen h2, Adhiban played rook e8, and there came rook c7, and then rook e7, followed by rook e1, pin and win. And here, if let's say black goes king e8, there is bishop e7, and then it's lost. So those were 5 brilliant moments or 5 brilliant moves by Indian players in 2021. Have I missed any of the games or brilliancies? Do let me know in the comments, and if I have missed that, maybe I'll do another part. Please keep in mind that all those games were over the board events in 2021. So do hit the like button, do practice chess, and make sure that your practice helps you get better positions, and then you eventually go on to make those brilliances in your own games as well. Good luck. I'm going to take your leave now. Take care. Bye bye.